Hi friends, so I'm in the same place again. This is the Osho Dhyan Mandir in Osho Dham, Delhi, and I did a 3-week Osho Mystic Rose therapy, Osho Mystic Rose meditation here, and wanted to share with you guys my experiences. You can learn about Mystic Rose anywhere. There are lots of YouTube videos, there are lots of websites where they say about what is Mystic Rose, how it is done. So I will not go into details into that. It is a very, very powerful meditation therapy that was developed by Osho with another sannyasin Mama Leela in 1988, and it's a 3-week therapy course. First 7 days it divided into 3 parts, 7 days each. First 7 days is of laughing. So when I first learned, oh, how can you laugh for 7 days continuously? Well, you laugh in everyday life. And the second 7 days is of crying, and the last 7 days is of silence. So you have to do the whole 21 days, and I was looking for doing it because I have never done it, and it's considered one of the very powerful meditation therapies from Osho. So I was trying to find out where it's done. There was 121 days in Osho Nisarga, was 121 days here, and I chose here because I wanted to meet Ma Jyoti, Madharam Jyoti as well, and see her, touch her, hug her. So I have never been here as well, so I wanted to see this place, Osho Dham, as well. So I came here spontaneously, booked rooms in advance, booked tickets, and just flew in here from Florida. So how did it go then? Yeah, the laughing stage, obviously it's 3 hours every day, it's not the whole day. So we used to do dynamic in the morning, 7 o'clock, and then from 10 o'clock to 1 o'clock we had laughing session, 3 hours, and then after 1 we had a silent sitting discourse at 3, Kundalini meditation at 4, and then 6:30 we had evening celebration satsang, a white robe satsang. And this was the whole day, that you're not doing just the 3 days, you're doing the whole day. So laughing stage, it was easy for me because I was doing dynamic meditations before in life, so I think that was really helpful. I saw many people doing the laughing from throat, ha 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 ha. You can make a laughing sound, but and then you can actually, I saw people survive the whole 3 hours for 7 days with this throat sound, and also body animation, and making a face that's smiling and then making this sound, but it doesn't go deep. If you have done dynamic before, and if you have known how to lose yourself in the overflowing emotions that come, then it will be easier for you. That's what happened for me. It would just come from somewhere under the belly. If you remember as a child, you cry, you laugh, it comes from there, and that's what happened to me as well. It started coming from there. Sometimes it came because of some reason, some memory that I remembered from the past, or something laughable in the hall itself. So you can open your eyes. Many times I would the reasons to laugh would end up from inside. So I would look around and see someone and just laugh, or see someone laughing and just laugh. Actually, to tell you the truth, I had made it's not that I was thinking about it. There was a story linked to most of the people in the hall. So anytime I would look at someone, that story would come in my mind, and I would start laughing again. But it wasn't difficult. Laughing, it seems like it didn't need a cause later on. Just to start up, it would need a cause, and once it started to come up from under this belly, the whole belly would go in and out, and it would not stop, and it would go for minutes, and then again it would start up with something else. So laughter, I found out that a reason is needed to initiate, but then it's not needed for it to go into its peak or go into this overwhelming laugh. But it went well. 7 days. After the 6th day, I think it was getting a little bit tiring, that how it will go. But then our facilitators, Madharam Jyoti and Ma Dwari from Brazil, and Ravindra Bharti Swami, so they were always creating some situations to make us laugh, some small meditations, some breathing techniques, some dancing techniques to help with laughter, and it went well. And I never really remember crying in my life, so I thought that the next 7 days is going to be really, really tough, and didn't even know how I'm going to do. And I'm not the person who fakes, because I came all the way here 21 days to actually break inside. This was a good opportunity. I'm not going to fake laughing. I'm not going to fake crying. I'm not going to fake laughing. So I was thinking, I would just be sitting there like some people did up front. They would just sit there the whole time. And but what happened was, suddenly some memory from childhood would come, and my crying took me back when I was 2 years old, 3 years old. Lots had happened during that time in my life, which I probably had walled it, had completely ignored it, or completely forgotten it. And when it came, not just the crying came, so much understanding of my state in those days also came. So much understanding of my relationship when I was 2 years old, 3 years old, with my parent, with my mother, with my father, with my brother came. And also what came in during crying stage, and these were the first 3 days. First 3 days, it was like everything was coming up, everything was cleaning up. People who have died who loved me and have died, and I really didn't really cry enough. Actually didn't cry at all. I just said, okay, they died, and everything was coming up as if it was never, as if that part of my heart was never touched before. And after that, I thought, so what is left? And I really pleaded existence to open my heart if there is anything left. I was asking my own self, my own being, my own existence, as well as existence to Osho as well. If there is anything left, please help this to come out, because I'm allowing myself, I'm opening myself up. And suddenly memories from life that is not this started to come vividly. And so much it came. I was crying as if I was crying for my own this life, but the memories, the scene was not from here, not from this life. I'll not go into detail of but there were different storylines, one whole life of storyline, a death storyline, moments of death from different storylines, which was really interesting to me later on when I came back to the room. I was remembering, like, oh my God, there was a whole life of memories, whole life of emotions, and only 2 of those lives came, and they brought a lot of tears, lots of overwhelming tears. I couldn't stop crying, just remembering myself there. I wouldn't see myself as it was a very strange experience, actually. The memory of it felt like I was almost watching a movie, but the emotional connection was as I was crying as if it was happening to me. So it is really deep, this process is really deep. After 3 days, the next 4 days, I went back to those memories, but I tried it. I think I cried out everything in the first 3 days, and somebody was telling, no, there is a lot left, go back, and no, there was nothing left. So I cried with the group. There was sometimes some events were coming from even this life, other events that were not coming before. So until the 7th day, every day there was 1 or 2 events that would be coming and overwhelming me. And I highly recommend this technique. Meditation and techniques like 1 hour techniques were not really bringing this. This needs a deeper therapy. So after 7 days of laughing, 7 days of crying, we had 7 days of silence. We were asked to be silent the whole day, and I was not putting compulsorily a silent tag, but I was voluntarily silent, which I usually am while eating, while walking, while in the room, every time, like, be aware, be silent. And because I have been to Vipassana meditations before, it was very easy for me to sit still and watch my breath, be just a watcher. Many times they call it watcher on the hill, because many times this whole place is full of trees and so many birds you can hear even now. It's like you could just be hearing everything and watching yourself inside out, and just time will go. Sometimes 1 hour just passed and I was thinking, oh, the bell just rang, and I thought I was just getting ready to watch my breath, and I was just watching everything around. Watching I mean with closed eyes, with your inner eye. So it was a very beautiful experience, this Mystic Rose 21 days. Some people do every year, but I feel like those moments and where I went and how deep everything went, I don't think it will saturate anytime soon for me. I think I will somehow forget this whole experience and then maybe come for next one. But I don't know right now. I'm very overwhelmed and saturated and happy that this 21 days happened in my life. It was a decision that I made, and I think there is always a lot of things to do in life, but there is always possibility that you will end up without experiencing this beautiful Mystic Rose meditation. So please, my advice is find out where it's being done. Osho Dham does it, I think, twice a year, November and now in February, March as well. So, and you can also get that in Pune, I think, in Koregaon Park, also international. Osho Nisarga also does in March. So you can go anywhere. Actually, I figured out that you don't really need facilitators. It's actually your own process. They help sometimes. Sometimes it might be helpful if you are a very extrovert person. Me being an introvert, I could just close my eyes and go in and have this. Why it helped to be in the group is because at some point again there is like a blockage, and then you want the group's help to again go there and again bring up things. So I think very, very beautiful experience, very, very recommended, and experience the Mystic Rose once. Thank you.